What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Sforgo. We're back with some more roster reviews, and this is Aryan Sapra. Hopefully, I pronounced your name correctly, man. I apologize if I didn't. But this is a player that's been playing for 2 years, and he would like to know his next tier 3, and he would like me to take a look at his cards. So, let's take a look at what we got here. So, your Guardians of the Galaxy card, White Fox card, and your Baby Spider card are mwah. Those are some of the best cards you could ever have in this game. Don't know if you're PvE or PvP oriented. But this card here, I mean, it's a decent card. If you want to keep crafting this thing, you can. I mean, I noticed you've already done 3 stars for this thing. You're going to end up wanting to replace this Loki card. As far as your card effects, your cooldown is just a hair low. 25% is just a hair low. But, I mean, you can get by with that. Your ignore defense is extremely high. Your all attack, your attack stats are looking good. Your attack speed looks good. Critical damage, all this looks really nice. You got a decent amount of max HP, so pretty good. You really want to try to improve that cooldown a little bit. Maybe you try to get some cooldown, maybe like on the red star on the baby spider card. Maybe you get a little cooldown here. These are all blue stars, so you really don't want to change these. And these are all blue stars as well, as that cold resist is blue. So really on your baby spider card, you can get a little extra cooldown by changing that poison resist on the crafted stat to cool down. If you can, I know it's not easy, I totally understand, but that would be a way to help that cool down a little bit. But 25%, I'm sure you can get by with that. Your next tier 3. Now, I'm not really sure what kind of player you are, what game modes you actually prioritize. I'm imagining it's probably World Boss Legend, probably PvE content. And let me take a look at what you got going on here. You got tier 3 Cable, you got Rogue, you got Surfer, Odin, Awesome, Venom. It's a pretty good looking account. You got Black Dwarf, you got Supergiant, Beta Ray Bill, Human Torch. Nice. Nice, man. Hell yeah. Looking good, looking good. Your Luna's still in tier 2. Surprising. Most players that would play this game for 2 years would probably already have Luna in tier 3, so that tells me you're not really ABX oriented for the most part. Let me see here. Well, your next tier 3, huh? I would probably say, let me look here. Okay, you got Iron Man. All right. Maybe Vision. Vision would be a really good tier. He's a very powerful tier 3. You could use him. Or really, I think maybe you'd just rather save resources. I mean, Vision's really good. But I think you'd be better off just saving your resources and keep working on your Doctor Strange, keep working on your Epic Quest. I know that Doctor Strange, Wolverine, Mr. Fantastic's actually really good in his new uniform. Really, I would probably work on maybe Corvus. He's pretty insane. Gambit is a really good transcended character. I think, though, as far as tier 3s, I mean, if you're PvP oriented, the Hulk would be a good tier 3 for PvP. He's not so great in Timeline anymore, but I mean, he's good in other, like, Timeline, or not Timeline, but he's good in AC. And you never know, maybe War Machine will get a tier 3. We'll see. Maybe he'll get Transcendent Skill. Maybe he'll be your next tier 3. But I think I would probably just hold off on your tier 3s. Save your resources for the next big thing. Let me look here. Do you have Falcon in tier 3? Let's see here. Yeah, you do. Okay, so I mean, you got all like the big dogs for the most part at tier 3, which is amazing, my friend. All right, so here we have Vanat. So he wants to know if it's worth re-rolling all attack stats on these cards because he's worried about changing his blue stars. Let's see here. He says he's not a whale. I mean, this card here, what's your cooldown look like? 36%. 36.9. Yeah, you'd still have enough cooldown if you actually re-rolled this cooldown here. I see what you're talking about. All your attack stats are in the blue, or have a blue star, except this one here has a red star. I would probably just keep working on this Loki number 2 card. I mean, you could re-roll this one because your energy attack is a red star and your all defense is a green, so you could probably go ahead and re-roll those. As far as these other attack stats, that's really up to you. I mean, you have 10% Pierce. It's a good amount of Pierce, and if you're really wanting to save your crystals and conserve on your resources, it might be a good idea just to hold off. Sometimes it's better just to play it safe. I mean, getting the extra Pierce would benefit more than having all attack, to be perfectly frank with you. So even if you re-roll this all attack here and you get to a blue star and it's not the stat you want, it's still going to help you because you're actually going to be gaining Pierce. Now, keep in mind, the more Pierce you have, the less it seems to help your account, right? Like when you go from like 0 to 2%, you see an insane improvement. When you go to 2 to 4, you still see a really good improvement. When you go from 10 to 13, you're going to see a smaller improvement, and so on and so on and so on. So that is something to keep in mind when it comes to Pierce. But I would actually maybe just try to re-roll your Loki number 2. That would be the next card I'd work on. I just try to re-roll this one right here. And then I would probably try to work on your White Fox card since you can afford to lose that cooldown. But if you want to keep your cooldown, you could try to roll cooldown on this Luna card here and then re-roll this. I mean, you can do it any way you want, but it's really up to you as far as whether or not you want to re-roll these cards. Okay, so Antonio just wants to know my opinion on his cards and his roster. So your cards are looking, mwah, these are some of the best cards in the freaking game, if not the best cards in the game, except for the all new, all different Marvel card. But man, this is beautiful. Lots and lots of blue. You have 13% Pierce, which is nice. You got 45% ignore dodge. I mean, your stats look absolutely beautiful. 72% all attack. You got 105% physical attack. Very, very nice. You have 109% energy attack. And then you also have an energy attack proc. You got 35% HP. These cards look spectacular. 30% cooldown. Very, very nice. As far as your roster, let's see here. I mean, you got the big tier 3s there with Mephisto, Sentry, and Null. I mean, it looks nice, bud. This is a very, very good looking roster. I mean, you have tier 3 Spider-Man, which is wild. Shout out to you for that one. All the big boys, Vision, Corvus. You got lots of Transcended, the great Transcended characters here. I mean, you even have Ares. This is an amazing looking roster, my friend. Shout out to you, brother. This looks awesome. Wow. You even have Spider-Woman Transcended. I mean, this is a stacked roster, my friend. Wow, shout out to you, brother. Okay, so Noel here wants to know how many mighty CTPs of energies he should go for. He has 6 CTPs of energy right now. And this is a pretty interesting question to me because he's a World Boss Legend killer and a story mode guy. As far as what characters you could use with a mighty CTP, I mean, Noel is actually quite strong with a mighty CTP, but you'd want the all attack stat on here. You don't want the beatdown proc. You want the all attack. It's much better for Null. And as far as CTPs of energy goes, I mean, Quicksilver, yeah, he's not too great with a proc, unfortunately. Let's see. As mighty CTPs, Cable is actually a great choice. I see you already have one, and you got the beatdown proc on you. Shout out to you for that one. Great job, buddy. Let's see here. And then Sharon Rogers can actually use a mighty CTP. Like in your first rotation, when you're taking damage, you won't use it. But whenever you do her tier 3, it actually can come in a little bit handy if you're interested in that. Let me see. Beta Ray Bills actually is very good with a mighty CTP of energy also. So is Gambit. Gambit's really good with a mighty CTP of energy. And as far as the characters that you already have Awaken in tier 3, that's pretty much the end of the list. Actually, Iron Man can play well with a mighty CTP of energy if you have his new uniform. It's actually not bad at all. Actually pretty freaking strong, especially with Hulkbuster now for a leadership. All right, Bone is a free-to-play player that wants to know what he can do to improve his account. So we'll take a look at your cards here. I see you're already working on the Crescent card. You got the Baby Spider card, the Luna card. Amazing. I mean, actually, this is a really good free-to-play card setup that you have here. And you have 4% Pierce. Your energy attack looks really good. It'd be nice to get a little bit extra physical attack, but your attack speed's a little bit low. You want that around 18 to 21%. And your cooldown's looking really, really nice. Got a little bit of HP there, which is always good. Let me look at your cooldown again. 33%. So, I mean, you might want to keep your cooldown where it is. Keep working on these cards. What I would tell you to do is keep trying, every 40 days or whatever, whenever we get a new P card, I would really try to get a different card other than this Loki #1. This really isn't one of the best cards to use. I know you're free to play and you got to be patient and take your time, but that would be a big piece of advice that I would give you is try to get a different card for here. Like the Guardians of the Galaxy card, the Cable card. Those would be a lot better here instead of the Loki card. Even if you lose a little bit of cooldown, you can actually gain cooldown from your crafted stats. That would be better. However, with crafted stats, being free to play, you got to use crystals to reroll. So that is something to think about. And as far as your characters, let's see. Your Sentry, you got a greed on old boy. I see you bought the Quicksilver uniform. Wow. Okay. You must really love Quicksilver. Your Cable is looking nice. Okay, very good. Let me see. So, I mean, my advice to you, is work on Mephisto, definitely. He's freaking insane. Null's really amazing. See, you have Black Door Transcended, which is awesome. You got Beta Ray Transcended. Very nice. Let me see here. Very, very good. I mean, I imagine at this point, let me look at again how much Pierce you got. You have 4% Pierce. I mean, Odin actually, with the amount of Pierce that you have, is actually freaking very, very strong. I mean, he's strong no matter how much Pierce you have, but he actually really does have he actually does really, really well when you have a low amount of Pierce. He does really, really well for you. But I mean, if you're already, getting your 5 clears a day, you're already doing well, then I'd probably just kind of sit back and reserve my resources. I mean, you could level up Storm for an elemental attacker. You could level up Rogue here for Mephisto if you're fighting Mephisto. But it looks like you're on the right road, my friend. Okay, so this gentleman, I guarantee I'm going to mispronounce his name, but Samyet Gaming, he wants to know what tier 3 and what transcendent character he should do next. So let's take a look at your account. Let's see what we got. No, I'm sorry, buddy. Not right now. Let's see. Dang, nice. You got Silk Transcended. That's nice. Looking good. I mean, you could transcend Amadeus for story mode if that's something you're interested in. I mean, really, from what I'm looking at here, that's really what you're going to be transcending in tier 3 and characters for. Doctor Strange really is a good tier 3 to have because he has that ignore target dodge rate leadership and an energy attack buff. And he's actually pretty damn strong with his newest uniform. I mean, you could go for Iron Fist in his new uniform. However, I think a lot of people really aren't using him. I mean, I don't use him on my account at all. And with all the transcendent characters that you have in tier 3s, I mean, really, I would just be reserved. I mean, you could level up Ben Grimm for Human Torch because Human Torch is just so strong. And you already have Human Torch leveled up. You already have him transcended, I believe. Yeah, and you got his new uniform. So that might be something to think about. I mean, Human Torch is monstrous. You put a CTP of Judgment on this guy, and if you have one, and he will do insane damage for you. Falcon tier 3 is a terrific tier 3 because he's completely free to play, very cheap to build, and insanely powerful. That would be highly recommended. All right, so Apollo's man wants me to take a look and see if he's got the mighty CTPs on the right characters. At least that's what I'm getting from what I'm reading here. So, let's see. Sentry, absolutely. Cable, yep. Which one do you get on Cable? Nice. The beatdown proc, beautiful for Cable. Let me see here. So far, your mighty CTPs are equipped on the right characters. From what I can see. I mean, you could put a mighty CTP on Falcon too, to be honest. Let's see. You could put a mighty CTP with a null attack buff on Null. Mephisto, CTP of Judgment. Mighty CTB of Judgment on Mephisto. And actually for Super Giant, I'd give her the all attack one, unless you want to do better War Boss Legend. But yeah, looking sweet so far, buddy. Looking great. Good job. All right, everyone. Unfortunately, I actually did do quite a few more roster reviews, but whenever I was editing the video, I found out that my voice sounded like a chipmunk. So I will continue the roster reviews tomorrow in the next video. So let me know how y'all doing in the game, and I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GMT plus 7 time. The link will be in the description below, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See ya.